Hello everybody, welcome to Life at Sunny Lee with Kathy Jarvis. Today we're going to talk about some of the things that are going on in the world and some things that you see on YouTube and on the news and stuff. And one of those is about people saying that you should prepare food, should stock up on food. I know Germany has told its people that they need a 10-day supply of food on hand. And that's not a bad idea to have, because we do not know what's going on in this world for sure. We do know that prices are increasing. My chicken food has gone up from $10 up to $15 a bag. The canned fruit that I got a couple weeks ago was 50 cents a can, and now it's $1.50. So prices are increasing. So if you have a chance to put away a little bit of here and a little bit there, I would definitely start doing it. And some of the things that when you think of a survival pantry, a lot of people think they have to go out and get these big tubs of survival food that you see advertised, or the MREs, or some type of food like that, which are okay on short term, but you really can't survive on the long term with those type of foods. So what do you really need to put into your survival pantry? Do you need things that you don't buy every day? You need some herbs and some spices, your condiments like ketchup, mustard, relish, canned goods, dry frozen freeze-dried foods, and ingredients for cooking. So one of the main things that you need to do is have something that you can do quickly, that you don't need to heat up. And one of the best staples is peanut butter, if you're not allergic to it. It's loaded with nutritional, gives you a lot of vitamins. It has potassium and iron in it. Plus, it gives you energy instantly almost. It's the kind of energy that you need when you're facing a survival situation. If you don't have much food, it's got a good amount of calories that will help survive, for you to survive until things start getting back on track. I know around our area, we're not seeing a shortage of food yet, but I do know that other people have. I've seen it on the news, I've seen it on YouTube. I've talked to people who are from different parts of the country, and they have limits on their amount of food that they can buy. So it's really not a bad idea to stock up a little bit. Stock up on your baking goods. Of all the different type of flours, the white flour is the one that lasts the longest, stores best. Not talking about self-rising, we're talking about the all-purpose white flour. This can be either kept in food-grade buckets, or it can be frozen. If you store it the correct way, it'll last for years. You need to stock up on sugar, because you need it to bake. You also need it for your different types of food to make them taste better. You can store those in food-grade buckets. I would not really freeze them. Stock up on salt. You want to stock up on plain salt, not the iodized salt. You want the salt that doesn't have any iodine in it, because that will last longer. You will also need to add oil, cooking oil, to your list. Try to get that's got the date the farthest out that you possibly can. It's needed for baking, and it's needed for frying things. You need baking soda and yeast. Now, both of those can be kept in the freezer, or you can keep them in food-grade buckets. Your baking soda can serve many, many purposes. You can brush your teeth with it. You can wash your clothes with it. You can do so much with it besides just baking. Make sure you have canned fruits and canned vegetables. Look for the ones that are canned in water, because that water will also hydrate you once you open the can. So don't dump it out Of course, there's always a few rules that you have to follow for long-term food storage. You have to rotate your food. Don't just buy it and put it in a tote or a food grade bucket and say, I'm ready. You need to rotate it. Keep using up the old and putting in new. They do have a long shelf life, but they do not last forever. If you have ones that are rusted or have bulges in the cans, don't use those. Use them up by the earliest expiration date if you can. Grab them when you're cooking, or just use them. Rotate them. Keep them moving. They need to be stored in comfortable temperatures. Not too hot, not too cold. Need to be consistent temperatures. You don't want to put them somewhere where it gets real cold and then real hot and then real cold. So you really don't want to store them in your garage or anything unless you have a heated garage that stays same temperature year round. Try to store them below 70 degrees if you can. When you're getting vegetables and fruit, get all different kinds. Try to get with what your family will eat, but don't forget that you need some greens, because lettuce and stuff won't be, so you get some spinach. Even though they might not like it, you can chop it up and hide it into different things, and they'll still get their green vegetables. Stock up on peaches and pears. Get fruit cocktail, cherries, oranges, anything that your family will like. Even apricots are good. If you have trouble finding fruit, use the pie filling. It's, it's got more sugar in it, but in a survival situation, you might need that sugar for energy. You'll need to have some dry food also. We're talking about pasta, beans, noodles, and don't forget the sauces that go with them, okay? These can be used in casseroles, in soups, salads. You can use them in a lot of different ways, and they're easy to store. I usually vacuum pack my pasta to just keep bugs out of them mainly. But if you put them in the food grade buckets or Meyer bags with oxygen absorbers, that helps. Rice is another good thing to stock up on. Okay, another thing, fresh milk may be hard to find, so you should keep some powder milk on hand, or freeze whole milk. Eggs also may be a problem. You can buy powdered eggs, or you can freeze eggs. I would not dehydrate eggs. Potato flakes, frozen potatoes, potatoes in a can. Make sure you have those too. Oats. Oats should definitely be in your list. Not only are they inexpensive usually, they're easy to store, and they last a long time. And if worse comes to worse, you can powder those things up, grind them up, and use them as oat flour. Next, you should probably have some freeze-dried food and some dehydrated food. Both of these have long shelf lives. There's a difference between the freeze-dried and the dehydrated. Freeze-dried is actually where the majority of the moisture is taken completely out and they're frozen. But with dehydrating, the process leaves just a little bit more water into the food. And that's the reason that freeze-dried foods will last longer than the hydrated ones. Okay, also make sure you have enough canned tomatoes or frozen tomatoes or dehydrated tomatoes just to add to your soups and stuff. salsa, Tabasco sauce if you like it. Anything that'll help spice up your food. Also remember that if you have kids or not, even people, sometimes it's nice to have a little hard candy on hand just as a treat. Now, lollipops will help keep a child occupied and not crying so much. So, also, we need to have water. Make sure you have enough water for everybody. Bleach. Bleach is another thing you should keep on hand. Vinegar. Baking powder. Seeds. Definitely have seeds on hand in case you have to grow your own food. Vitamins, minerals, supplements that you have to take, your medicines, canned meats. You should also have those on hand. Protein powders are good. Powdered peanut butter is also good. It lasts a long time. And don't forget your pets. Have an extra bag of food for them. Keep one bag ahead at all times. I did have trouble finding cat food not too long ago. I was on my last bag and I was beginning to wonder if I was going to be able to, or if I was going to have to switch, tongue twister here. I was wondering if I was going to have to switch brands just to feed the cats. Kitty litter. I couldn't find it for a while. I could find the expensive stuff, but I don't want the expensive stuff. I want the plain clay. Because when I'm through with it, it goes out into the woods. And I don't want to put all those chemicals that's in that fancy cat litter out into the woods. So I just bury it out in the woods. So I had trouble finding that. So remember that if you see something, you pick up one, pick up two if you can. But always leave something for somebody else unless it's absolutely the last one. So I hope that we never have to use all this stuff on an emergency basis. I mean, we'll use it slowly day by day because we're rotating. But by buying ahead, we're kind of jumping ahead and not having to pay the higher prices until later. So, hope you learned something. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Remember to dream big and follow that dream. Subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost anything. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.